Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father through the name of the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jesus. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone, for teaching us 100% truth according to the Bible and who rule well. Shalom to all you Akim and you Aqua, those with a hopeful elect that are seeking for salvation. You know I had to do a video on this. It says real raw news. WEF, which is the World Economic Forum, says CBDCs must be implanted under your skin if you want to participate in society. Okay, you already know what time it is. The WEF has declared that all citizens must be implanted with a CBDC, CHIP, in the very near future in order to be able to fully participate in society and do basic things such as purchase food and water. According to Professor Richard Werner, in the very near future, citizens will need to use the latest technology such as CBDC, CHIP implant in order to access their bank accounts. All right. And that's pretty much it. Don't need to really read through the whole article. We get the gist of it. And, the spirit may be, a little all over the place as it pertains to this particular prophecy. All right. But Lord willing, you edify. Now, one thing that comes to mind is that Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So they're pushing in Operation Warp Speed their agenda to bring forth that CHIP, right? To try to offset prophecies, because they know their time is short, and so now they're fast forwarding and trying to implement this new platform in which they're going to fulfill prophecy and bring it forth because it's the Lord's will, right? Everything must come to pass. So the elites, the ones who actually rule the earth for this appointed time, the main international banking families, they're hitting go. They're making great strides to do what they need to do to fulfill prophecy, right? Because they know their time is short. So he's making heavy moves. Now, Revelation 13:16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Doesn't this fall right in line with the article? It says CBDC must be implanted under your skin if you want to participate in society. And then it says if you want to do basic things such as purchase food and water, right? Is it not speaking loud and clear? Is this not what John the Revelator received on the island of Patmos? Now, scriptures say everything written for time is written for our learning. So, the Spirit of the Lord revealed it to, our apostles, and the message was passed on to us. And it was very plain to us. As the scriptures say, let me get this right quick. Proverbs 8:8 says, all the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing forward or perverse in them. They are all plain to him that understandeth, and right to them that find knowledge. NLT says, my words are plain to anyone with understanding, clear to those with knowledge. And that word plain, I'm willing to bet, goes back to straightforward. Let's see. Straight. Yep, right. Straightness. Be in front of. Correct. Straightforward. All right. I'm be curious to know what straightforward says. Uncomplicated and easy to do or understand. And honestly, it's the Lord, the Rakah Kodash, in which the Lord, gave to those that He wants to get the understanding. So it's of the Lord that these things are plain to us. Lord willing, we be a part of that elect number. Okay. So we're living in some very serious times. Now you have men who went from it's June to, oh shit, now they got to explain these things. Okay. And then their messages are not aligned with what they had previously said. Right. They're switching things up. Now they're adding in CBDC, which before they weren't. And speaking of the leader of IUIC, okay, and some of this top leadership that's been pushing out madness about the CHIP, the MOTB not being a CHIP, in which it is. But, that's really the Lord revealing who He's dealing with and who He's not. So that's another importance of this prophecy, is that through this particular prophecy is going to point to particular men who have the 100% truth. Malachi 3:16 says, matter of fact, I'll hit the point. Verse 18 says, then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. So this is a prophecy that's clearly being used to be able to discern, right? That we should use to our advantage to discern who's righteous and who's wicked, who's truly serving the Lord and who's not. Because a man that's truly serving the Lord, as Apostle Paul said, I have, let me get it so I don't butcher it. Acts 20:27. For I have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of the Most High. So a true man of the Lord ain't going to hold back the truth. They're not going to add or take away. They're going to give it to you straight and skinny. It says, NLT says, well, I didn't shrink from declaring all that the Most High wants you to know, right? NIV says, for I have not hesitated to proclaim to you the whole will of the Most High. And if you really care about your Israelite brethren, you would preach the 100% truth, right? Let's get this precept here. Told you that the Spirit's going to be all over the place with this one. Zechariah 8:16 says, these are the things that ye shall do. Speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor. Right? Execute the judgment of truth and peace in your gates. So if you claim to be a man of the Lord, if you sign up to be a watchman, a prophet, you're going to speak the truth to your neighbor, whether they believe it, accept it, or not. You got to give it to them straight and skinny. The repercussions for our people taking this thing, all right, is going to be nuclear fire, destruction, death, because we're forbidden to take it. And so why would you shun the gospel? Why would you shun the truth? Why would you hold back these things if you really know that's what it is? And, you would swallow your pride as a sincere man of the Lord and bring it out. So going back to Malachi 3:18, then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the Most High and him that serveth him not. So this prophecy is going to pretty much point to who has 100% truth, because GMS has been, again, starting with our teachers, have been dead set on this being the MOTB before it was a talk of the town. And then you had men who were scoffing at it. You had men who was talking shit and saying, oh, it ain't that it's embargo. It's the so-called white woman. It's sin. And what they did was they shined a light, not knowing, because the scriptures say you can do nothing against the truth but for the truth. They pretty much shed the light on the true men of the Lord, so that you don't have no excuse to discern between those that are serving the Most High and those that are not. Okay. Revelation 14:9. You see the title? Doom for Worshippers of the Beast. What's a worshiper? A person who shows reverence and adoration for a deity, right? So those of our people who are going to worship this man and his system, right? They're going to be doomed, destroyed. Revelation 14:9 says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and you worship this devil in his system by taking this charagma, that mark, and receive his M-A-R-K, I already said the word, in his forehead or in his hand. And you see Neuralink, you see the play that they're making with FDA regulations that they approved for Neuralink. And you got Elon Musk, plastic face, making his press run and promoting this thing, So you're going to have people that are going to be taking it in their heads, their brains. All right. And it's going to be one of those lying wonders that are people going to soak right up if they're not rooted and grounded in his word. Okay. So if you worship this man and take his, verse 10 says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. So the Lord is going to destroy you, okay, via those nuclear missiles here. It says, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So that fire is going to come from, those missiles, man, those nukes. Before those nukes hit, though, Yahushua will be coming with fire as well. It tells you that in Isaiah 66:15. But Yahushua and the angels, okay, Yahushua is going to redeem the elect right before that nuclear destruction takes place for those who did not bow and who remain with integrity. All right, the elect. Okay. And let me close out on this scripture here that comes to mind. St. Matthew, the 7th chapter. Let me see. There we go. St. Matthew 7:24, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. So those of us who are in this truth, being not just hearers of the word, but doers as well. Okay, we're going to have a rock solid foundation. That's Yahushua. Okay, the counsel of this word. So as these things continue to manifest and reveal, okay, the end times we're in, and we want to be rooted and grounded, man, in this faith. Verse 25 says, and the rain descended and the floods came, and the winds blew, beat up that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. So there's no way when you're rooted in this truth, having faith in Yahushua, that we can be moved. All right? There's no way. It's impossible. Verse 26 says, and everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. Right? And you got Israelites that know they're Israelites, but they're not doers of the word. They don't have the gift of faith. They don't believe. They don't even call them names. They don't call them the true names, although they've been told what the true names are. They're not prepared for these up and coming times. So when this thing happens, a lot of people are going to fold. A lot of people are going to be losing their heads, their minds, because they were under the wrong leadership. Okay, and ultimately the Lord didn't give them the gift of faith anyway. Verse 27 says, and the rain descended and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. So we want to have that rock solid foundation by being rooted in this word, man. Isaiah 33:6, this is the last one for sure, Lord willing. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Again, a lot of people are going to fold. A lot of people are going to break. A lot of people are going to lose it. And I'm just speaking amongst Israel, those that know they're Israelites. talking all that shit about, the MOTB. You had men that were scoffing, mocking, right? And when this happens, they're going to be looking for answers from the men of the Lord, and there's not going to be any men of the Lord available to give them answers, right? Go to the sellers and buy, right? Isaiah 33:6 says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. So having this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is what's going to keep us firm in these times. It says the fear of the Lord is his treasure. And that's what a lot of people lack is fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Fear is wisdom. That's the basic thing that we were taught when we first came into this truth, and that we always fall back on. More fear, more faith, more wisdom, humility, courage. Well, we're coming in some very critical times, which, pretty much here. And so as the Lord reveals this thing, a lot of people are going to lose it. A lot of people are going to lose it. So just want to bring this out. WEF says CBDCs must be implanted under your skin if you want to participate in society, falling right in line with prophecy. All praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachawadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.